lost count. Flying blind.
You are ready for a different kind of life. You're silent, bold, the wind is cold. You must return to the wild.
Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I wash my hair for the first time in the van. We visit Filey Brigg for a great stroll along the headland. We visit Scarborough for some traditional English seaside fun. Stu loses control of Tom the drone. We share our food shop. And my personal favourite, a boy racer gets his just rewards and gets stuck. Yeah, I need to wash my hair. I haven't washed it for a week.
Okay. So you want that full of water, you're going to wash your hair, then I'm going to rinse it.
Yeah, I just need enough to get
Then when you're going to put
scalp.
conditioner on, and then I'm going to rinse the conditioner.
This is my first attempt to wash my hair in the van, but what I didn't realise at the time is that I'm showing you a prime example of how not to do it. And the reason I tried it like this is my back doesn't take kindly to leaning forward. And it also didn't take kindly to leaning like this. Not only that, but the water went everywhere, so it was lesson learnt, and next time I leant forward.
That's a good little unit, that is.
That's plenty.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I got another day when we... Oh! Oh!
You said put it
No, I don't mind it.
That's a good little head towel.
Yeah.
Especially just twist round it.
Yeah.
I think it's day 21, I think it is. Might be wrong. It's Tuesday, so they're going into the 4th week. So this morning we got up, having a slow day. We're about to get off soon. Going to do a bit of editing using the power we've got here. Everything's all charged up. We've had a go at washing Jane's hair, which was interesting. For the first time, we used the portable shower unit that we've got, which is a USB chargeable shower. That worked quite well. I was quite impressed by that. Obviously, Jane's got longer hair, so it's a bit more difficult to do, but we think we'd do it differently next time, but at least we've gone through that experience.
We leave the site and we are heading towards Filey Brigg, which is in the country park, and is just a short 6-mile journey north of the town of Filey. The country park at Filey Brigg has a large campsite, and there is also a cafe on the site.
Well, I thought that was quite expensive, so we've just done 2 hours, it's £3.30, 4 hours £5.50. And there's a country park over the Filey Brigg area, overlooking the coast here, so we're just going to have a quick walk and see what it's about. The tide comes right in, right up to the end, as we saw yesterday. It comes in quite fast, but it's quite a shallow beach. I don't know how many miles around it is. So that's the bay. We were over there on our walk yesterday, right the way over, in fact over the far edge side over there where those cliffs were. So we walked from where we were stopping on the campsite down to over there. And then that's Filey Brigg. That's where originally I was going to go fishing, but I think with my shoulder I better give it a miss. But you can go along those rocks there and fish out the other side, I believe. All the dogs having fun. Lots of people parking up here. You can park and spend the day looking across the sea. Must be lovely in the sun. We parked back in the other car park. We should have parked up here really.
The cliffs are subject to erosion with many recent landslides, so it pays to be careful when you're near the edge.
It looks like the cliffs are slowly crumbling away.
And today the sea is relatively calm, but I can imagine in a storm that it would be spectacular.
See all the birds out on the water there, load of them. That'd be the place to fish, off them rocks. That's where that guy's fishing. Ideal spot, I would have thought. So this is where the Romans had a tower. There's a signal station dating back to the 4th century AD. Most of it's eroded away by the sound of it. It was discovered after a cliff fall in 1857 and then was excavated in 1923 and then again in 1993. And that's a view back to Filey town. The fisherman's been out dropping his lobster pots or crab pots, I'm guessing.
We carry on along the cliff top and it starts to get narrow towards the end. As we reach the end, we decide to go down the steep path. Although I say path, it's actually quite challenging in places. And not surprisingly, I descend a bit slower than Stu does. So that's how high up it is, and it's so thin that you can't put your feet together. And someone's just walked down here with a baby on their back.
So somebody must have laid this down fairly fast in between tides. Fast setting concrete, I guess. The rock formations, all very thin layers of rock that's, I guess, molten rock tens of thousands of years ago, layer upon layer. There's a thicker layer there, then there's very small thin layers on top. An old lorry axle. Washed up, I don't know, too heavy to be washed up. Hell of a stool. Doing a bit of archaeology.
Unfortunately, we don't think this family should be chipping away for fossils like they are. Firstly, the cliffs are dangerous, and secondly, it does nothing to preserve the area. We decide to take a safer route back to Harry via the beach.
Well, that was a great walk. I definitely recommend that loop along Filey Brigg. Car park I think is expensive, but I guess it is what it is. But I'd definitely recommend a walk here.
The van's looking very classy from the outside.
Are we turning into the Clampets? Yeah, we made a mistake there. Trying these type of clothes. Full wet.
Some of them aren't great to
I
dry.
had this vision the wind would dry it in an hour.
And we're now heading off to Scarborough, which is about 8 miles away. And whilst I've never been, Stu thinks that maybe he has in the past. Scarborough, as a lot of people know, is a traditional English seaside resort and was very popular back in the Victorian era. During the 17th and 18th century, doctors claimed that bathing in seawater was good for health, and wealthy people began to take trips to the seaside. And among its famous visitors were the Bronte sisters. Anne Bronte in particular loved to visit Scarborough, and it became the place she came to rest in her final days, and she's actually buried here as well. security. Just helps. Stu gets the drone up, and we're both just hoping that those seagulls don't take a liking to Tom.
I've lost connection to it.
Do you feel you can see it?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the iPhone completely freezes and it won't respond at all. And at this point we don't even know if he's actually flying it. Is it staying up there?
Flying blind, I can only fly.
I can't even look. So Stu tries moving the stick on the controller, but whilst he can see the drone, it's so far away he can't tell if it's moving. Oh Jesus, I don't know.
I've lost all sight to it, the camera's gone off.
Eventually, after a few stressful moments, he works out that he is actually flying it, but he has no visual on the iPhone. And he gradually manages to bring it back to him once he's worked out which way it's actually facing. Oh my God, you're actually just doing that by...
Mind you.
And much to our relief, Tom the drone lands safely, and Stu can go off now and change his trousers.
What's gone on here? Oh, it's no working there.
Right, that was a bit frightening.
I was lost. I couldn't drive it for one point because the camera had stopped. So I thought it had stopped and it hadn't. It's just the camera had stopped.
So after that little bit of excitement, we set off on foot around the seafront. The Grand was Europe's biggest hotel when it opened in 1867, and it was V-shaped in homage to Queen Victoria. It has 12 floors, 52 chimneys and 365 rooms. Between 1978 and 1998 it was owned by Butlins, and according to the TripAdvisor reviews, unfortunately it's not as grand today as it used to be. The seafront has the usual British fun for families, of seafood, cheap shops, amusement arcades and food outlets.
Well, I wonder what he's done wrong.
I wonder what eBay would think of that. We then decide to venture further into the town.
So that's the apprentices. And I guess they aspire to be these.
And we come across this street art, which is always something that we really love to see. This is called The Smuggler's Apprentice, and it was commissioned in 2012. This is Eastborough Church. It was built in 1701, and in fact the back of the building that goes onto the street behind it has already been converted into flats. And I can't help but wonder how much of a market there are for stuffed animals these days. I just find them super creepy. Today there's still a commercial fishing fleet operating out of Scarborough Harbour, and it consists of a mixed variety of vessels. It ranges from the large trawlers right down to the smaller vessels.
And some running repairs.
And after a few hours we decide we need to crack on, as we need to find a Parkup for the night. But we struggle to find one on the coast, so we head inland for about 9 miles. However, the first one we go to is deep in a forest track, which puts us off, so Stu finds another one 7 miles further north. We're pretty tired by the time we get here, but first we need to put our food shop away.
Okay, so we went to Tesco's on the way out just to stock up on a few things. Tried these, we bought these, we haven't tried them yet. We're going to try these tortilla pockets, and we're going to sort of do a fry up some meat and that type of stuff. So it's almost like a, what do you call it?
Pita bread.
Yeah, pita bread. What do you call those? Wraps, fajita type stuff, I guess. Plum sauce, bananas, some ham, ibuprofen, fruit nuts,
Seasoned cooking paper.
crisps for me, yellow rice, water wipes, halloumi, cheap ibuprofen, salad tomatoes, and some more bananas. Ooh, smoky red pepper dressing. Chicken thighs, mushrooms, peppers, potatoes. This is a biryani. 3 simple steps, 15 minutes. Cottage cheese for Jane, yum yum. Bread, ooh, chocolate.
Okay, 3 for 2.
me.
You've got to hand 2 over.
Oh yes, some more cardboard, rice cakes, 2 red onions, orange,
Come on.
courgette,
Well done.
tin of pineapples, some celery, salad, cheese.
Just under £40.
Now we have to find somewhere to put it all.
And so it's time for tea. And we highly recommend these herb paper wraps. This seasons the meat so well and stops it drying out, and it also gives it a great flavour. And I get chopping away, and with a bit of salad added, it's a really welcome quick meal, so well done, Stu. So this young lad's just done a donut round the car park like Charlie Big Spuds, and now he's just driven down that track and got completely stuck.
I'm going to end up helping him out, I can see.
Well, you can't with your shoulder.
Oh, I've got some mats. I ain't towed him out.
I'm quite happy just to sit and watch the idiot. That's right, mate, go and stick your head under there.
He's moving. He's moving, watch his.
Well, this is where we're going to leave it for this episode, with the plonker deciding to continue to use his one brain cell by mounting the bank. So please give us a like and subscribe if you enjoy our content, and we'll see you in the next episode.